Okay, stop showing off, chilling with award-winning musicians. But don't worry, we're still out here on your award-winning feel-good breakfast show, and we're out here in the kitchen. And let me ask you this question. How often do you crave a succulent piece of steak? Me, almost every day, right? But listen to this. The November W Rewards members can buy any 2 steaks and get 25% off. Yes, please. This is a deal that you absolutely not want to miss. And here to serve us this ribeye steak with Atchar anchovy butter, and it's guaranteed to make a deal worthwhile, especially this one. We have chef and food stylist Keletso Mutau in the building. Yes, please. Keletso, how are you doing this? I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're very brave. We're cooking steak.
You're
wearing all white.
I know, but that's why I tempt the professionals.
Okay.
I know
but I'm going to put you to work, so that's not an excuse.
Okay, I'm at your service. Let's get into this straight away.
Let's get into it. So,
we're inspired by some good steaks here.
Yes, great steaks. You know Woolies, the king. The king, they're always winning. Great steaks, delicious steaks, but also just nice and thick and juicy and just amazing.
Absolutely. And I was going to ask you, what's your inspiration of this meal? Well, clearly it's the steak.
I mean, duh. The steak, but I also, you know what? I think what's great with a steak is a lot of umami and a lot of flavor punch and that delicious flavor.
So talk to me about how we can get that into this meal, because that's what we're all looking for when it comes to steak. How are we putting this one together?
So the one key thing about a steak, which we always do, which is always a mistake, we always take the steak out the fridge, put it on the pan immediately. What I like to do, take it out, bring it up to room temperature. Give it 20 minutes just to sit on the counter a little bit, and then you cook it.
What is that going to do exactly?
So what that does, it allows for your steak to cook evenly. So you don't get that super, super dark brown on the outside.
And it's still very rare on the inside.
Exactly.
Okay.
So with our beautiful steak, we've got a ribeye here. I love ribeye. Yeah. I love ribeye because of the beautiful marbling that goes through it. It's so delicate. It makes it so much more juicy, so much more flavorful, so much more delicious.
Absolutely. And I love how the fat plays with certain flavors.
Exactly.
When you create these pods and let it absorb
exactly.
it just turns into something spectacular.
So it's got that melt in your mouth feel. It's just epic.
Okay,
and with our ribeye...
Yeah, you're talking too much. You're making me too excited here, bro. I was like, let's get into it.
While I talk about this guy, what you can do is put a bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Be generous with the salt and pepper.
On the steak?
On the steak, right here.
Okay, so this is already something different to what I would normally do, because normally I've been told, sometimes you can pop the steak, straight on the skillet and then let it just do its thing. But we're elevating this one, right?
No. Put the salt on, put the pepper on. Okay. Let it get to know each other.
Okay, okay.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to quickly put the pan on, because I really want it to come to a high temperature so that it doesn't sit in the pan and start steaming.
Right,
we want that hot heat so that it sears nicely. We get that nice caramelization.
Got you. That makes sense.
With our steak, what are we going to serve it with is a Atchar anchovy butter.
Ooh, that sounds crazy.
So, I mean, think about those flavors. It's just like punch. So with our butter, also butter is a little bit room temperature so that it's easy to work with. Garlic, not 1 clove. Not 2. Just a couple, No recipe deserves only one clove of garlic.
Absolutely. I mean, when I really started getting into cooking, I would always think garlic is so overpowering when you start with it. But when it starts to really bask in the ambiance of the flavors, it's just like the perfect balance.
No, become friends with garlic. Garlic loves you. You need to love it as well.
Okay, I hear you.
I've also got some anchovy fillets that I'm going to pop into here. That anchovy is going to melt and, add more saltiness and just deliciousness to the batter.
Okay.
And then as well, some Atchar. I love mango Atchar. It's got almost like a crunchy texture to it as well, because it's, of the pickling of the Atchar, but the spiciness as well, it just takes me back to Pretoria.
I was going to say, it's quite a cultural flavor, to be very honest. I describe this to so many people that have never tried it before. Some of my international friends, they're blown away by the experience itself. So the fact that you're combining this with an incredible steak like we have here, this is just exciting to say the least. So that you just kind of smash together and
bring it together, and what we're gonna do is just put it on our steaks at the end, let it melt. Just get, familiar with the steak and just get...
Poetry in the kitchen, come on.
So
I don't know how good of a job I've done here. Sorry, I forgot the pepper on this one.
I was gonna say.
Are you happy with this? Does the oil need to be spread out more?
No, it looks good. I mean, you can also, I love using my hands, just
massage it. Okay.
Get it in there just to make sure that it's nice and even.
Love that.
And then our pan is getting nice and hot there.
And you want this thing super hot, right?
Super hot, super smoking. And, like I said, I don't want it to get in there and start steaming and looking weird.
Got you.
Hard heat, nice flavor. flavor, all that beautiful caramelization going on.
While that's heating up and getting to that perfect temperature, talk to me about why you love working with Woolworths steak so much. I mean, what's bringing you back every single time you work with it?
Listen, I think, what's good for the protein or the animal when rearing it and taking care of it is also good for us, So the amount of attention and care that's put into raising these animals so that we can have just an amazing product is quite impeccable. What they also do is that our steaks are actually, the woolly steaks are actually aged for up to 35 days. And what that does, it just lets that meat kind of settle, those flavors to develop, encourage more flavor, encourage more succulence. And that's why I love woolly steak. And I mentioned already, Woolies doesn't skim. It's nice and thick, it's nice and juicy. And it speaks for itself. It's just quality all around.
It really does. It's almost like looking at these little canvases of paintings when you look at these steaks. They all have these different art forms. They look amazing. But let's get it going here because we might run out of time.
Let's get it going. So I'm gonna put our steaks on. And like I said, you can see my pan is smoking, and I want that.
Hot.
You hear that?
Ooh, that's a good sound, right?
That's exactly what you want.
That.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It's summer. Put it on the braai. Go outside, put it on the braai as well.
Man, you're absolutely painting the perfect picture here. Nothing sounds better than that noise outside. You're just sipping on something cold. You're with your friends and your loved ones.
Exactly.
And you're creating good memories. That's what it's about. I love it.
Exactly. And then what's important again, don't play with it, don't move it around too much. Let it sit there. Let it caramelize, let it, get that beautiful hard sear. And then, another trick is when you try and move a steak and it doesn't want to release from the pan.
Yes.
Leave it a little bit longer.
Okay, that's a talking to you saying, don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Leave me alone. So,
and how do we ensure that we get that sort of good, sort of perfect balance of a steak? Because like we mentioned earlier, the room temperature helps with getting it even.
Yes.
What other tips do you have with regards to not overcooking it, but also not producing something that's just kind of like half alive still?
Of course. I think that the key thing, again, bring it to room temperature.
Yeah.
That's textbook. It's really important.
Okay.
But also, when you're cooking, feel the meat. Use your fingers, touch it, carefully, of course. And then a trick that I learned is that you use the palm of your hand. So if you go and touch your pinky and then you feel this part of your hand, it feels kind of hard.
Yeah.
That's when your steak is overcooked. And then the further you move along, it becomes softer. And that's when your steak is more rarer.
Okay, let's coming through with the good stuff. Listen, we don't have a lot of time, so can you just talk us through how you'd finish this recipe and reveal a little bit of those char lines just to show
Okay.
I know we got to just make sure we don't touch it too much, but let me talk to Mzansi. Ooh, what you thinking?
Look at that.
Keleto coming through with the good stuff right now. Absolutely loving what he's done. Maybe we can just dance here while I chat to you, Mzansi. This is a reminder that you can get this recipe at taste.co.za, and a reminder as well that W Rewards members can buy any 2 steaks and you'll get 25% off. So what are you waiting for? I wish I could just get some of these smiles over your way, but a reminder that this offer is valid until the 24th of November. Your T's and C's do apply. They can be found at woolworths.co.za as well. So with that being said, talk us through the final steps of this one, Keleto, and how we put this all together.
Okay, I'm going to let that guy go, but let me talk to you about final steps for this recipe. What I like to also do is make like confetti onions. So onyons thinly sliced in ice water. Then you add a bit of flour and then fry them.
Okay.
They go crispy, that special takeaway joint that we all know that has those beautiful onions that look like confetti.
Absolutely, yeah.
But also with that, some potato stacks, which are new from Woolies. Pop them into the air fryer. All the work has been done for you. They're nice and golden and crispy and just delicious. Layered goodness.
Beautiful stuff,
and then some freshness as well. Summer fresh salad. Then you're done.
Oh, that's a win. That's a win for summer. Get it and don't disappoint anyone. Just make sure you follow the recipe. Keleto's come through with an absolute perfect piece of inspiration, and I couldn't be more grateful. So taste.co.za, get it, get inspired, and get your steak on. Oh, it is so perfect. Nicely done.
Smell it. I can't wait for us.
It smells so good.